Hey guys, this is day 138 of Startup. Negative feedback can shake your beliefs, but negative feedback can also strengthen them, and that's what I just learned. So, I've been receiving negative feedback multiple times at Antler, first by a partner, and then afterwards by a VC. I think, in summary, the primary objection that people at Antler have this negative feedback is about that I am the wrong person to do a startup in the cold calling space by myself. Of course, if I get another person who has experience in this space, it can be good. So that is the summary of this negative feedback. But just before Antler, also, I got very close to raising a VC funding, and that investor also had a negative feedback, and it was generally about the space of sales development, technology on sales development, and he believed that's a very crowded space, very hard space, and not generally a good space to be in for future, and it will be hard to raise funds, series A funds in this space in future. So that's again I got a feedback there. But so constantly I've been receiving this kind of feedback now, and I'm myself quite amazed why I did not budge from my stance. Why didn't I use that feedback to actually change my strategy? Now, first reason can be that it was just I'm egoistic. It hurt my ego that I'm wrong, and that's why I did not want to change. But I never had a strong stance to begin with. I was never saying that I'm right. If you see my channel throughout, I was saying that I may be wrong, I am just exploring. So there was no question of being right and wronged by someone else. So I think that was not this reason. Also, I the friends who know me or the people who I've worked with and I involve, for example, my co-founder, I always tell them that hey, I do a lot of U-turns, okay? So be like prepared for that. Don't just say that you said that yesterday, now you're saying the opposite thing. I just change my stance based on the latest information that we have. So I don't want to feel imprisoned by my own past posture, and that has been my philosophy throughout my journey so far and previously also. So I do not think I have stuck to this stance, to this idea, to this space because of ego. Second thing is, of course, while incorporating this feedback, while thinking about this feedback, I always had some logical response, like I cannot change it now because I just need to spend some more time, or else I'll just get in the loop of changing too often, too much, and not be able to stick to anything. And these were just logical responses. But I'm also given feedback by these some very competent people who are actually ready to give me ideas and to help me guide me to find that right idea, right space that I'm just struggling to find myself. And still, like I stood up to that, and I think my reasoning was weak. And I realized I was thinking that there's something deep inside me, my core, my inner voice is like my subconscious is really sticking out for me, and it doesn't want to budge from here. So I know it's getting a little weird here, subconscious, the inner voice. So I'm myself a quite logical person, but stay with me. So the subconscious mind, if you have seen research, is very powerful. There are numerous books written on it. There was a book called Blink, which talked about like how the subconscious mind is able to compute so fast, take account of hundreds and thousands of factors that the conscious mind can only account for 10 or 15 factors and gets confused. So, and it's also usually right, and it can be wrong also. Similarly, there's a book called Thinking Fast and Slow, and the author of that book actually won Nobel Prize in economics. So that also talks about like this fast thinking system, which basically is an emotional thinking system that considers everything that is important to you and takes decision very quickly and very strongly. And now looking back, I could feel that it was that resistance was coming from deep inside. So I was thinking like, what I want to go back into, like analyzing what is my subconscious really telling me. And as I was thinking that, I looked back through my journey so far in the startup, how step by step I moved towards this domain and then to this idea, and how that process was actually getting my whatever the idea more and more closer to my passion. So I have always seen in the past, like before the startup, I have been over the past 15 years very interested in the science of emotions, like how emotions dominate our decision process and how to manipulate them, how to persuade people, how to persuade yourself to do things. And I've been doing that research in some form or another for the past 15 years, and this is what I also want to continue exploring full-fledgedly in the future. And this whole journey of coming to this space of cold calling, of this sales technology, and then cold calling, and then particular idea, was actually that journey from starting from somewhere which was something that I did not connect a lot with, for example something in construction space or manufacturing, which I was just seeing as some kind of a money making opportunity, to slowly moving inward to what I really always wanted to do. And then I thought further, why is that important for a startup to succeed? And I think the reason is the startup is a very long journey. It's not just a 1 month or 2 month or 1 year journey where, of course, yeah, in the 1 month you can take, like, make use of a certain trend to propulse yourself or take funding from Antler and see some growth. But over the 10 years, these tiny short-term factors will balance out, will average out. What only matters is how much insight, how much this expertise, this core unique, how much you can bring something that only you know. And that insight only comes when you are working on something you deeply care about, when you are completely immersed into your problem domain. And so that is why I think my subconscious was really pushing me very hard, or backing me up with full strength not to budge at all, because it knew that if I moved away from this place into a more opportunistic place, maybe I'll see some progress in the first few months, but in the end I will fail. So now, after having done that analysis, I feel much more strongly tied, much more strongly, I have much more stronger belief in what I'm doing. Yes, the particular idea might change in details, but I'm in the right direction, and I just need to explore it further, and whatever I'll do next will come in further videos. Until then, take care.